So Melissa Trevathan with Daystar, what an amazing lady.
When we started this podcast, when I was able to come on, I was starting to tell the team, please, can we get someone from Daystar, please? And Melissa, what a gift. I mean, she is the OG. She started that. She noticed a need for mental health care in Middle Tennessee and started it almost 40 years ago. I mean, she really was ahead of her time. And it's easy to look like an overnight success. They're expanding and hiring. But she laid the groundwork for the last 40 years to be in the place when the need came. And I just think that speaks to her leadership and to what they do.
Stories that we love to celebrate, female entrepreneurship, doing something in a space that is overcoming a stigma. And she's brought it now to it's mainstream and okay to say, I need to talk to somebody and I need some help here. And I think the approach and the design for anyone that steps into Daystar, you really do notice the intentionality of everything inside, is that it's all done with a spirit that is meant to serve. There's not a commercial element to it. And sometimes as a business leader, when I see a business growing and then overflowing at the seams and they can't handle more people, the building is too small for how many people they could be serving. I just see they should charge more, or they should build a building, or they should hire more people. And that's just not her calling. Her calling is to serve with excellence a community that she understands really well. And I love the authenticity and the comfort in her own skin of saying, this is what we do, and we're going to do it really well.
I could be such a fangirl and just come up and be like, oh, Daystar, Daystar. We're careful between you and I to kind of share pieces in our family of why we care about Daystar. And so we're always careful because, our family, our kids' stories are their own to tell, but I think it's safe to say we've been through moments that we had never expected to go through with all of our kiddos, but maybe one in particular. And Daystar, when I felt the most out of my skin, not knowing what to do, didn't know where to turn or who to talk to, they met me where I was at. And we said multiple times, they give hope and a future, and that's a beautiful thing to say, but I can sit here and say, in that moment, they gave me hope when I didn't think there was any. And it's rare to find something that we didn't know when we started going there we would ever have a podcast. We didn't know this, that, or the other. We could have never given back to them, and they still would have given us that hope and served our kid. And so I think that's why I was just so excited to have her on today.
For me too, seeing someone that has devoted 40 years of their life to something is so culturally rare. I mean, career-wise, we're taught that if you're anywhere for more than 3 to 5 years, you should be making moves. And you've got to be showing upward mobility and going to the place that you can be paid the most or the biggest influence. And so when we have the occasion, and we've had a couple of them now, to sit across from somebody that has dedicated 40 years of their life to something, that is a mastery that there is immense educational value to just be quiet and listen and say, teach me what you have learned in this space, because you will forget more than I will ever know about that industry. And I think we really got some great conversations from her today, that she's had to talk to a lot of parents that have come in with every story. And I think she's also really authentic in saying not everyone ends well. She's real. And I saw a lot of intentionality around it, is that it wasn't, hey, this is going to be a happy ending at the end of the rainbow. Sometimes it ends in tragedy.
Hard.
But she's there for that too. And you could tell she doesn't shy away from those moments as well. She can serve in whatever comes her way, and she's assembled an amazing team to do that too.
I don't know what it is about today, but everyone's trying to look like an expert, right? Everyone's trying to tout their credentials and look like the person, the voice that you should listen to. And there's something about Melissa. She was just like, I just had to keep it really simple so I'd remember it. And she let her service speak for itself, and that has elevated her. I would bet you she has never once been like, you know what I want to do is go on a publicity tour for one of my books. Like she wants to drive to Hopetown and start getting ready for next year's camp with her pup, right? And just that upside down way of the universe that the Lord has just wired it, that those who serve stand above the rest.